Aaron Fike was one of the most prominent open-wheel drivers in America in the early 2000s. He began racing in 2001 in the USAC Silver Crown Series, where he became the youngest driver to win a Silver Crown race, breaking a record that was previously held by Jeff Gordon. Fike ended the 2001 season 10th in points, earning him the Rookie of the Year award. In 2002 and 2003, he was named USAC's National Midget Driver of the Year. Aaron Fike, driving the number 32 in this clip, demonstrated amazing raw talent right from the get-go. What makes this even more interesting is that his performances in USAC caught the attention of not only NASCAR, but also the world of IndyCar as well. Aaron Fike actually drove in Indy Lights from 2002 to 2003, recording 2 wins and 3 podiums in 18 starts with an average finish of 6.9. Nice. Even though he had demonstrated some talent in Indy Lights, the world of NASCAR kept calling. In 2003, he made his ARCA Series debut at Charlotte and only ran 2 total ARCA races that season. He scored his first top 10 at South Boston in just his 2nd start, and that got the attention of some teams in the Busch Series garage. For 2004, Fike landed a deal with Curb Racing to drive for them part-time, all by the age of 20. Just 13 starts in, and Fike was thrown immediately into the deep end.
Gets cut off a little bit there.
Johnny Sauter
tries to stay off of Sauter, and in the process of doing that, he spins the car around. Whoa, that was a great move there.
Bobby Hamilton
squeezes through on the outside. Now, Fike's holding the car up here. He's not going to let it roll down the hill. He's going to lock the brakes up here. Yeah, I mean, he's all the way up on the outside. I don't know. It's hard to say what a driver's thinking, but I think the 43, Fike thought he saw him coming. He said, "Oh, gee, I got to get down."
Here's how Michael Waltrip saw it.
And he saw all of that.
The left front on Fike's car, minus all of its sheet metal. The Ollie's Bargain Outlet Dodge. They're going to have a few remnants from Monday's sale. And trouble on the Geico car as Mike Wallace gets on the horn to a claims adjuster. We'll be back to Nashville after this.
Well, there it is.
There we go. Tim Feeder with a 12 car. And the 5. Kyle Busch is involved. And this is why it's so big that team got the 8 car back out on the track. The 43 is involved. It's Aaron Fike at 43. A lot of damage to that car. Man. This was a close call for a number of guys and a hard hit for others. Tony Stewart leads. Cleanup continues. We're under caution. But Aaron Fike in the 43 car. Pretty heavy contact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. On the hood of the car is Leanne Rhymes, so he did not treat her nicely.
Nice to see that when they put the safer barriers in at this racetrack, they put them all the way down this front stretch side, because you can have some hard hits here.
As witnessed by Aaron Fike's crash.
Coming at you.
Oh, we got trouble in one.
4 cars involved.
Oh,
and
got
more.
another one. Fike just got nailed.
There's Brad Teague that hit him.
In 13 starts, Fike recorded 0 top 10s along with an average finish of 33.8. But obviously, with this being his first season, you'd have to cut him some slack. For 2005, it was going to be different. In addition to his seat time with Curb Racing, Fike would land a deal with Bruco Motorsports as a development driver, sharing the 66 with Cup Series title contender Greg Biffle. The 2 teams are hopeful that more seat time will lead to better results.
A lot of damage to the 66.
Front and rear on that car. Aaron Fike making his first start of the year in this 66 car. This is a car that Greg Biffle drives at a lot of the companion events.
Let's take a look at what happened, Larry McReynolds. Here on lap 107, the restart had just taken place.
See Aaron Fike in the 66 car on the bottom of the racetrack. Car wiggled with him, went up the racetrack right into the side of David Strimmy, the 14, and it's a chain reaction from there.
John Wood had some damage to the right front corner of his race car on the 47.
Great battle for 6. Holding up
trouble.
Brandon Miller, and he gets spun around. That was the 66. We talked earlier about Aaron Fike in the 66.
He just ran up there and ran into the back of the 21 of Brandon Miller. He was closing on him, and he just ran right in the back of him and turned Brandon Miller around, and unfortunately took himself out in the process.
Looked as though he had a pretty good run on Brandon Miller and then just never checked up.
Under caution here at Chicagoland Speedway, a hard crash. Aaron Fike.
He was running back in the 34th position in the lead lap, and he has backed that baby on the wall big time.
Okay, right there. That's what I was talking about earlier about going in side by side. You get loose on the bottom, there you have it.
And that just takes all the air.
It just takes all the air off the bottom car. That's why you got to be careful when you go into the corner side by side. You got to make sure there's room in between cars or you'll lose the air off the spoiler.
It's already in progress here.
Yeah.
Then comes down the track.
You're just hoping that no one runs into you.
Looking at the lap, well, we're 37 laps into this thing. This 2 car's got fresh tires. It's just getting ready to pass me. Guys, I need a caution real bad. Oh, Aaron. And just about that time, the 43 bumps the wall, but do we have a caution? We do.
Yes, we do. Aaron Fike is on fire or
what? So Aaron Fike slow, rubs the wall. Caution comes out.
just as the leaders had gone by.
The 60, it couldn't happen at a better time for Biffle. This is perfect.
Oh, trouble. Turn 3. Reed Sorensen's in it. Jason Leffler, that's Justin Labonte in 44 going around, and we'll add about 4 more in the back there.
We have a genuine mess off turn 4.
Bobby East in the 46. Looks like Aaron Fike got a piece of it, 66.
In 24 starts, Fike recorded just one top 10 at Pikes Peak, an 8th place finish, along with a 27th place points finish and an average finish of 26.5. After being let go from his Bruco Motorsports contract, Fike started off the 2006 Busch season in the best way possible, starting on the front row for the season opening race at Daytona. But on lap 28, while just minding his own business, Johnny Sauter blew a tire and his race was over. The results for Curb were the same as usual, and actually he wouldn't even score a top 10 for this team ever. Some Busch teams still believed in his raw ability, one of those being Kevin Harvick Incorporated. As you can imagine, it went about as well as you think.
No trouble. We got trouble in turn number 2.
That's Aaron Fike, the 33 Outdoor Channel car for Kevin Harvick, and that's Matt McCall and Robert Yates' City Financial Ford. Looked like he got a little bit wide and maybe in the loose stuff. There's another view. Let's see who's going to come by and clip him. That's Reed Sorensen that clipped the back end of the 33 car of Aaron Fike.
Caution is for debris on the track. Debris in turn 3, 56 laps are complete.
Oh, no. I wonder who's not wearing a glove out there right now.
Oh, boy.
Somebody needed a yellow. My glove just flew off and it flew out the window.
That looks like a safety worker's glove. That doesn't look like a racing glove. Didn't have a shiny rubber.
These guys wear all kinds of different gloves. I would say that's a race car driver's glove.
You're pretty much supposed to have those when you're driving as well. We think we know where the mystery glove might have come from.
Aaron Fike, last car on the lead lap.
He's been black flagged because he's missing a glove.
No.
Had a story about he took it off to get some air in the car, put it on his lap, and now he just can't find it.
Ever tell you the story about Pinocchio?
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about it while we go to break, okay?
Well, there was this little boy.
Watch inside the circle on the Outdoor Channel car.
It's windy inside those cars sometimes, but there goes the glove.
Green flag's out.
And we see Aaron Fike leaving pit road, serving a 2-lap penalty from NASCAR.
For causing the caution. He came across the radio and said, we're not going to get penalized for that, are we? The second time Aaron Fike has brought out the caution today.
Looks like Mike Wallace, the 1 car, might have gotten in the back of him going in turn 3 in the middle of the corner.
Didn't hit anything. Kept it off the wall.
The glove fiasco would be Aaron Fike's last big moment in the Busch Series. In 52 total Busch starts, Fike recorded just one top 10, but his career was far from over. Fike was tapped to drive for the recently formed Red Horse Racing in 2007. This was the best situation he could have possibly found at the time. As we know now, Red Horse Racing became one of the most competitive teams in the Truck Series for a decade. Fike started the season 16th in points, but by 11 races, he was already inside the top 10 and recorded 3 top 10 runs. The 12th start of the season would be Fike's most monumental, his first ever top 5 in NASCAR with a 5th place run. This put him in the lead for the Rookie of the Year running that season, but as you're about to find out, that would all be wiped away in an instant.
Last Saturday, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series driver Aaron Fike and his fiancee were arrested and charged with possession of heroin and drug-related instruments following suspicious activity in the parking lot of a Cincinnati area amusement park. Fike is the driver of the #1 Red Horse Racing Toyota, the current rookie points leader and 8th in the Truck Series standings. Well, he will not hold those positions after tonight. Fike has been suspended indefinitely from NASCAR for actions detrimental to stock car racing. Now, Fike has pleaded not guilty to the charges. He has been released from jail pending his next court date, which will be next Thursday, July 19th. His suspension from NASCAR is indefinite, but we do know he is out of the ride for the rest of the year. Ray Dunlap has been following the story and has the latest. Ray?
Well, Krista, I think it's very important to remember that Aaron Fike is still innocent until proven guilty. But I talked to a lot of members of his Red Horse Racing team, and they said there were certain times that they felt like Aaron acted a little bit weird. But everyone on this team said that at no time did they ever think that he had used any kind of illegal substance at any time that he was physically at a racetrack.
Aaron Fike and his longtime girlfriend, who was also a Red Horse Racing crew member, were arrested in the parking lot of a Kings Island in Ohio. Fike attempted to evade police, but were both arrested and ended up charged with possession of heroin and drug paraphernalia. He was immediately suspended indefinitely by NASCAR, but it wasn't until early 2008 when he revealed to ESPN reporter Ryan McGee that not only was he dependent on painkillers for 6 years, but he would actually sometimes shoot up heroin on race days. This was very dangerous for obvious reasons, but ultimately this led to the NASCAR drug testing policy we have today. Fike returned to the USAC scene after his suspension and was tested before every race, and in 2012 an article came out revealing that Fike was on the road to recovery. And that recovery was apparently so good that in that same year, NASCAR actually reinstated him. Red Horse Racing said they'd consider bringing him back into the fold someday, but ultimately never did. As a matter of fact, no NASCAR team after 2007 ever took another chance on him. The performances he had in Xfinity ultimately sealed his fate, but also the fallout from the heroin scandal that took place was also insurmountable. It's incredibly amazing to see life turnarounds such as Aaron Fike's, but unfortunately his time in NASCAR was a ultimate disaster. Had Aaron Fike stayed clean and focused 100% on racing, who knows how well he truly could have been in not only NASCAR, but perhaps IndyCar if he opted to go for that route instead. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.